Mark gives us a beautiful teaching on effective evangelization, on conversion, and on Christian discipleship. And he does it very briefly right there. Effective evangelization starts with intercessory prayer. It starts by praying for the person that we wish to receive Jesus. It starts by praying to God for the seeds of conversion to be fruitful. And I can testify how effective that is. About 8 months before I asked Lisa on our first date, she felt very strongly this call to a vocation of motherhood, of married life. And so she started praying after Mass every Sunday before the Blessed Sacrament that God would put into a man's heart that same call and would convert him and would bring to her a very good Catholic man. And so when I asked her out on that first date, I had no idea what would hit me. I had no idea that there was this freight train of intercessory prayer that came upon me. But that power, she didn't know the name, she was praying and praying that God would put that call. And so I ended up answering that call, and now I'm a deacon. But then praying for the person that you wish to receive Jesus. And so Simon and Andrew and James and John tell Jesus about Simon's mother-in-law, that she's sick with fever. They ask that intercession. And then conversion. Conversion is a meeting. It's a meeting with the person of Jesus. And that meeting is where it happens. We can speak his name, we can talk about it, we can bring people to church, we can give them the Bible. But until they actually meet Jesus as a person, conversion doesn't happen. And I know from my own point that until I actually reached out to him to be my Savior, until I actually, but the mother-in-law has a fever. The people oppressed by demons know they have a problem. And so piece of our personal journey is to realize that we are sick, that we are in sin, that we have an issue that we can't deal with on our own. And that is when the person of Jesus then starts to make sense. And that is when we can ask for the healing, that we can ask for him to change our life. Because it takes our free will. But once we have met Jesus, once we have received Jesus, he then heals us. And she gets up and she immediately serves them. She is no longer focused on her fever. She's no longer focused on her pain. Now she serves them. And that is Christian discipleship. When we find the pearl of great price, when we find that treasure, we first seek it very desperately for ourselves. And once we have Christ, once we have Jesus, then we want to give him away. We want everyone to meet him. We want to share, we want to share, we want to serve. And so we know in our own hearts when we have turned that corner, because we go from needing to meet Jesus to wanting everybody else to meet Jesus. From needing to be waited on and served to helping others, to seeing a need and fulfilling it. And so that's that beautiful, beautiful piece. And Mark just talks about it very briefly there. But it starts with intercessory prayer, and then it's the personal meeting of Jesus, and then we change. And in that change, we become outward focused. And so we are here to receive Jesus in the most intimate way possible through the Eucharist, through his living flesh. And then we are sent to go proclaim him and his good news to